Grade 2 Wood Memorial seems to be wide open, and the reason is simple. Every horse in this field comes with a question mark. Run at Aqueduct on Saturday, April 4th. This is one of the last of the 100-point prep races to decide who gets in to the 2026 Kentucky Derby. How will you find your winner? Facts and figures are going to give you that winning edge. I give you the stats, you make the picks. I'm Maura with Trifecta and a little bit extra, and I've been evaluating horse races for more than 16 years. Today, we're going to look all at the Wood Memorial, the race architecture, and get this, all 13 contenders, so buckle up. Now, by far, I have to say, this is the hardest of all of the Kentucky Derby preps that I have analyzed this season. Questions upon questions. Before we dive in, though, I have to remind you this. Horse betting is not legal everywhere. So if you're betting, make sure it's legal. Let's look at that race architecture and how it will influence the race. Now here we're talking about track design and pace. Track design looks to have a major impact on this race. The 1 1/8 mile, it starts right into that first turn. Here is who it can disadvantage. Those outside posts that don't have the speed to clear the field. They could be caught wide and have to cover more ground. But also be careful because those horses, they could use up their speed early. This is a long and grinding race. Now looking back through the years, all the way back to 2007, posts 9 through 13 were used in 10 races. And only one horse from those posts won. Vino Rosso in 2018. A large field can also mean those that are on the inside and have no speed, they could get trapped. So be careful of those horses as well. Now the pace is projected to be fast. Looks like 4 horses want to go on or near the lead. And when you have competition on the lead, those horses, they push each other. Who does that advantage? Those with tactical speed and late speed. And pace or no pace, it looks like this race favors tactical runners. In the past 18 years, only one horse won on the lead, and that was last year, Rodriguez. There were 3 other winners that were within a half a length of the leader at the half pole. And then 9 winners were within 1.5 lengths to 4 lengths. That's your tactical runners. 5 were deep closers. Now, even though the stretch is a good length, 1,150 feet, it just seems more difficult for those deep closers to win. Could be because this race tends to attract a big field. And those deep closers, they have a wall of horses they've got to go around and they have to go wide. In fact, if you look at the deep closers that won, almost all came from posts 1 through 3, except for one, Vino Rosso. So what does that mean? Well, we got to look really hard at those horses on the outside posts. And we want to upgrade tactical running speed, especially those with that late speed and stamina to carry them through. Now, let's look at the contenders. The General, he is back. Now, he disappointed in his 3-year-old debut in the Grade 2 Fountain of Youth, but maybe Napoleon Solo just needed that race under his belt. Now, this is a phenom in the Grade 1 Champagne in October, going a mile right here. At age 2, he went right to the lead and never looked back, finished 6 lengths ahead of everybody else, and get this, earned a 95 Beyer speed rating. That's one of the top in this field. And you have to like the fact it was right here at Aqueduct. But we have to remember it was only a mile, and it was a 1-turn mile at that. And then the 3-year-old debut, the Fountain of Youth, a 1 1/16 at Gulfstream. He was reluctant to load. He had this really awkward start. He had to go wide around that first turn. Now, he looked uncomfortable through the whole race, like he wanted to get to the lead and just couldn't get there. By the far turn, nothing left. 81 Beyer, 5th place finish. He was 11 lengths behind. The question that he has to answer is this: is the distance in him? Do you just strike through that race and say, well, really wasn't his day because he couldn't get to the lead, or was the distance too far for him? The sire is Liam's map. Doesn't really give much to go on. Now, he did do well at the 1 1/8 distance. Top Progeny did well, although they were on the turf. The dam sire, Scat Daddy, he did sire our Triple Crown winner, my favorite, Justify, and also did well at the mile and an eighth. So maybe the distance is in him, and it was just the fact he couldn't get to the lead. In this race, he's likely going to shoot out of that gate like a rocket and be on the lead. He's got the advantage of the inside post. Are we going to see another performance like Rodriguez last year? He's got a very strong workout going into this, 5 furlongs, 59 and change, and he's getting back to a track he likes. Now, if he could get the distance, I would personally consider him an elite win contender, but he's got to prove it to me, especially because he's got another horse that's going to fight with him for the lead, and they can get into a speed duel, and that horse is sitting right to the outside of him. Now, this horse, he doesn't have to answer if he could go the distance. He proved it last time out in the Withers, right here at Aqueduct. Talk to me, Jimmy. 3 starts on the track and 2 wins, and both of those wins, he went gate to wire. Now, he won a mile, $80,000 main race by 5 lengths, but it was a light speed rating of 73. Then in the Withers, starting from post position 6, he gets out of the gate. Well, he jumps to the lead pack. Now, he has got to go wide around that first turn, but he surges past those lead horses. You want to talk momentum? Watch around that far turn. He shows it, opens up, wins by 11 lengths. The question mark he has to answer, though, is does he have the speed or not? When you look at that buyer speed figure for that race, it's only an 82, and that is lower than some of our competitors. But if we limit it to just those who have gone this distance, he's kind of right in line. And some other speed rating companies, they put that speed a lot higher. But if you look at his last 3 furlongs, 39 seconds, which is slower than some other runners who have gone this distance. Now, he's got that early speed. He's probably not going to get trapped on the inside, so that's going to be a plus. Distance win, track win, professional improving horse, but needs to prove that speed. For me, he's somewhere between a threat and elite win contender. Now, before we move on to that next contender, if you're finding this information useful, possibly a little entertaining, consider joining my community through my email subscriber list. No spam here, just insights on horses, horse-related news, look at behind the scenes with me, and invitations to special events. And if you join now before the Derby, this is a place that I'm going to be sharing lots of my thoughts and observations on those Derby horses, maybe even some that don't make it to video. So go to subscribe.trifectaandextra.com or use this QR code right here. And when you do this, I'm going to send you an email, and it's going to say confirm your email. Make sure you go into that email, hit that confirm button in the middle. If you don't do that, you're not on the list. Also, if you don't see an email from me, go look in all of those places where emails are hidden. My first newsletter went out this week. Thank you for everybody who's joined, read that letter, and actually replied back to me. I love it. Now, back to those contenders. Does this next horse have the right to party? 3 starts? All right, here at Aqueduct, but only 1 win. That win was in a mile, $80,000 maiden special weight race. Now, he had trouble at the start of that race. He got bumped at the break. I didn't like, though, his tactical running style. But that win did come back with light speed rating of 68. Next time out, he steps up in class, the G3 Gotham. Again, 1 turn mile here at Aqueduct. Another bad start, was squeezed, came up 7 lengths behind the leader at the half pole. Now, he did manage to secure 3rd with a 77 buyer, but the question he needs to answer, is he in the right party? Can he compete at this level? Now, today, he's got to go against Iron Honor again, the winner of the Gotham, a bigger field of better competition, and go 2 turns for the first time. His sire is Constitution, who's by Tappet, and Constitution does produce really strong dirt routers. He would need to improve greatly, improve that distance. But you should always look at horses who had trouble in their last races with a little bit more introspection. Also, he has the strongest late pace. So if the pace heats up, potential to hit the board. The question our next horse has to answer is he made of steel? Because steel is entering this race, which is one race underneath of him. A $68,000 maiden special weight going a mile at Gulfstream Park. Now, he was off slow. He was 7 lengths behind the leader at the half pole, way in the back of the field. I mean, I said, that horse has no chance. But he charges home, charges down the stretch, wins by a nose, 75 fire. Now, the overall mile time is slow, so take a note of that. First time going this distance and first time going 2 turns. His sire, though, is Tappet, known for producing long-distance runners, and the dam sire and the dam won at the longer distances. He needs to live up to that pedigree and improve, but with only 1 race, that is doable. For me, potential to hit the board, but not an elite win contender. Ocelli, the question he has to answer is this: is he going to find the winner's circle? Because this horse, still a maiden, meaning he has yet to win a race. 5 starts with 1 place in 2 shows. Now, he has faced some really good horses in his career. Reagan's Honor, Renegade, winner of the Arkansas Derby, the Puma, who won the Tampa Bay Derby and almost won the Florida Derby. But the races, they have not been kind to him. He had to go wide. He drifted. He weakened. Last 3 races, the notes say weakened and flattened. His last 2 efforts, not that stellar. 6th in the Sam F. Davis, 6th in the Virginia Derby just a few weeks ago. Now, I like the fact he's got the 1 1/8 experience, but his last 4 speed ratings are all 77 and 78, and that does not make him competitive here. The blinkers, they are coming off. That could help him stay engaged. Maybe that's going to help him here. And here's an interesting statistic. When Whit Bettman, his trainer, takes the blinkers off, his win rate doubles. He also has that tactical running style I like. I would like to see him improve on speed, but the instances of flattened and weakened don't sit well with me. Possibly a potential to hit the board, but for me, not a win contender. Our next horse is MinorInconvenience, and this is the first time he's going to be in open company. His prior 4 races, restricted or state breds only. Now, he has seen the winner's circle twice, but they were way back in the summer at Saratoga. 7 furlong race, muddy track. He won by 10 lengths, and then 6 furlongs in the funny side, he won by 4 lengths. Those margins, very impressive, but his speed ratings, mid-60s. Now, he just started back as a 3-year-old here at Aqueduct, going a mile in the gander. Now, that was a good surface, meaning it was slightly wet. He bobbled at the start. He manages to come in second with an 82 speed rating, and that is not far off than the other runners in the field. This race is going to be second off the layoff, so he can improve, but it's deeper waters than the class of runners that he's been used to facing. So the question he has to answer is this: can he compete with this class of runners? And also, can he get the distance? This is the first time he's going to be going 1 1/8 and 2 turns. He's by Mendelssohn, who was competitive at the longer distances. Top Progeny also did well at the longer distances, but they're mares. The dam sire also competed at the longer distances, so potentially the pedigree is going to support the 1 1/8. I do like that tactical running style, but what I don't like is that last race, going around the far turn, he looked like he was being urged a lot and he couldn't keep up with the leader. He does have one of the top jockeys right here at Aqueduct. There's potential here, potential to hit the board, but for me, not an elite win contender. Our next contender is Albus. He broke his maiden just a month ago, going 1 mile and 40 yards. $32,000 maiden race, Tampa Bay Downs. Now, he came out of Pope's position 1. He gets to the inside. The pace wasn't really that fast. He took over going around the far turn and wins by, get this, 6 3/4 lengths. What do I like about that effort? Besides the margin of victory, it was Tampa. And the Tampa surface is sandy, requires stamina. He also looked really professional stalking the leader. That's the running style I like to see. His speed rating of an 84 kind of fits into this crowd, but who did he really beat that day? Now, most likely we're going to see a faster paced race, and most likely he's not going to get that same trip on the inside. The question that he needs to answer is this: can he get the distance? His sire is Yaupon. He was sprinter. Top progeny, also sprinters. But the dam sire is Bernardini. He won top races at the longer distances. And that dam sire influence, that is important. He's going to be facing stiffer competition and will most likely, again, not get that inside trip. So for me, there is potential, but not elite win contender. The question our next horse needs to answer is this: have we really seen his best? Courting, purchased for, get this, $5 million. Yeah, I said $5 million. He has a stellar pedigree by Curlin out of a Bernardini mare. He is bred for distance, and he's gone this distance twice, but his performances, not as stellar as his pedigree. In the G2 Remsen here at Aqueduct in December, he got bumped at the start. At the half pole, he was 8th, but he improved and he finished 4th behind Paladin and Renegade. Now, Paladin, he was the leader on the Kentucky Derby Trail until this past weekend when it was discovered he had a fracture and would be out. And Renegade, he had that eye-catching win dominating the Arkansas Derby. So the form of that race, it held. Now in February, he kicks off his 3-year-old season. Again, this distance in the G2 Risen Star down at the fairgrounds in New Orleans. He had a really bad start. He finished 11 lengths behind the leader, 6th place. Now in that race, he had blinkers on, so now blinkers, they're coming off. 2 bad starts, 2 performances that really didn't go his way. Is it time for just one more chance? Now he's going to need to improve those speed ratings, mid-70s, not going to cut it here. But it's second off the layoff, and that can happen. He also needs to have a better start. Have a better start, courting. He does have that tactical running style that I like, and his trainer, Todd Pletcher, is looking for, get this, his 8th win in this race. Top jockey right here at Aqueduct. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say one more chance for courting. For me, courting's going to be an elite win contender. Just a reminder here that if you're getting some value out of this video, go ahead and hit that like button, please. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button as well. More insights like these coming your way. Bravaro, he is back to a track that he really, really likes. First 2 starts were right here at Aqueduct, state breds only, and resulted in 2 trips to that winner's circle. Then he moves down to Gulfstream, and like courting, I think we need to give him some grace for those performances. In the G3 Holy Bull, going 1 16 miles, he was keen. He went wide. He finishes 2nd, 5 lengths behind nearly 88 Beyer speed rating. That puts him in the mix here. But what I don't like, nearly had a mile drive in that race, and Bravaro, he was not narrowing the gap. And nearly went into the Florida Derby, didn't do so well. Then Bravaro, he enters the G2 Fountain of Youth, 1 16 miles at Gulfstream. He gets bumped at the start. He has to steady twice. 4th place finish, 82 Beyer. Draw a line through that race. Both races, not ideal. The question that he needs to answer is this: can he steal the race and get the distance? His sire Upstart, he tried the 1 8 4 times, place and show. Top progeny is Zandon, who won at this distance, but the dam sire was more of a miler. I do like his tactical running style. He's getting blinkers for the first time, and that could help him focus. If he could get the distance and have a better trip than those last 2 performances, for me, Bravaro is an elite win contender. Our next horse, he looks like he's going to want to get the jump and get right to the lead, all from post position 10. Red Zone Runner, 5 starts, and this horse has always been on the board. That last race, so impressive. The City of Brotherly Love Stakes, 1 16 miles at Parks, sloppy track. He goes right to the lead, and he opens up and he wins by, get this, 15 lengths? Yes, I said 15 lengths. But honestly, who did he really beat that day? The Beyer, it did come back competitive at an 83. And other speed rating companies, hey, they put him near the top. This was a huge jump from his prior races in the Beyer, a 13-point jump alone. Was it the trainer change? Because he did have first time with this trainer, or maybe it was the sloppy surface. So the question he has to answer is this: is he a one-hit wonder, or can he show another performance like that? Now, given this outside post and the early speed of some of the other runners, I don't know if he's going to get the lead here, but he may not need the lead to win. His maiden win was a tactical running style, although it was only 5.5 furlongs. Can he get the distance? He's by Practical Joke, had some success at producing dirt routers like Practical Move, and the Dam Sire won the Ohio Derby this distance, so possibly. The other thing I'm going to point out is this: very strong workout going into this race. It's going to be very difficult for him to win from post position 10, but he's got potential, and I would say he's a threat. Our next horse, he's going to have to answer, will the other Chad Brown Contender win? Because we all know how the other Chad Brown Contender always is dangerous. Post position 11, Ottinho. Now he's one of 2 runners that have gone this distance twice, both times right here at Aqueduct. First time was an $85,000 main special weight. He goes right to the lead. He duels, and you know I love a duel because it shows a horse has heart. He reclaims the lead. That is Fight, 82 Beyer speed figure. That was in December. Then comes the Withers, this distance also right here, coming out of post position 3. He gets to the inside to save ground. Now he gets passed by a lot of horses, but then in the stretch, he passed them all back and he finishes 3rd, but the Beyer, 65. That is a huge regression. That wasn't his race, and if you really, really like him, just draw a line through it. Blinkers, they are going on to help him with focus. Now he's been training in them since late February. This is a very well-bred horse. He is half the gun runner. He may just have needed a little bit more time to improve. That post position, though, is really, really tough. But if he improves, he is a threat, as all Chad Brown other horses are. Our next horse has to answer, can he turn things around and stop the regression? Butane. Now he's the class of the field, 3 graded stakes races, but his one and only win was an $80,000 maiden special weight, 6 furlongs at Del Mar. His best performance outside of that was the G2 San Vicente, 7 furlongs Santa Anita. He came in second to So Happy with a Beyer speed rating of a 92, and that would make him very dangerous here. But since then, he's regressed. 3rd place finish, G3 Southwest, 82 Beyer speed figure. And then his last race, the Virginia Derby, going this distance, 79 Beyer, 4th place finish. In that race, though, he did get into a lot of trouble. He got shuffled in the back. He encountered traffic. He was blocked. So I do think the distance is in him. He would have done a lot better in the Virginia Derby if it really wasn't for all that trouble. This outside post doesn't really favor him. If he tries to get to the lead and get into that position, he may use a lot of energy. I think his best chance is to be more tactical like we saw in the San Vicente. For me, potential to hit the board, but not an elite win contender. Our final horse has to answer this. Can he win from unlucky post number 13? It seems like this horse is gaining some favoritism, and I know why. He's undefeated here at Aqueduct. Best speed figures in the 90s. But can Iron Honor conquer unlucky post 13? Now, this horse likes to be on or near the lead, so he's going to use up a lot of energy to get around all those horses and get to the lead so he's not hung wide in that first turn. Also, the longest he's gone is a mile, and that was on a good surface in the G3 Gotham. He stalked ahead behind the leader, took over for the win, 90 Beyer. Can he go the extra distance? Well, his pedigree says most likely. He's by Nyquist, who won the Kentucky Derby, and his dam sire is Blame, who won the Breeders' Cup Classic. So elite pedigree, strong speed ratings, top jockey right here at Aqueduct, and 2 wins on this surface is a lot going for him. But is it enough for post position 13. If it wasn't for that post, I would say for sure I'm going to consider him an elite win contender. But I'm not sure I could do that with this post. Now it's your turn. This is such a difficult race. I want to hear from all of you. Who do you like and why? Drop me a comment below. Don't forget to get a little bit extra and subscribe to my email list. And if you got value from this analysis, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I hope you all find your winner on Saturday and sashay away with your money. Until next time, cheers.